What's up, everyone? I'm Rebecca Eugene, and welcome to BossFM Now, where you can always count on Boss FM to deliver the latest and greatest in pop culture, politics, and whatever is happening in the streets. We do it for the culture.
That's right, Rebecca. And because we know that you have your phone in hand, we need you to go ahead and download that Boss FM app on your phone and follow us at Boss FM Radio on all social media platforms so that you can stay connected.
Today, we've got Marion with a new episode of Entertainment Corner, a special look into the world of basketball, and more rapid fire with David, and so much more. Let's get into it. Jamie Foxx will play Mike Tyson in a new biographical limited series. The series, titled simply Tyson, is currently not set up at a network or streaming service. The series is set to span Tyson's whole life. I have been looking to tell my story for quite some time, Tyson said. With the recent launch of Legends Only League and the excitement that the fans following my return to the ring, now feels like the perfect moment. I look forward to collaborating with Martin and Tony, Jamie, and an entire creative team to bring an audience a series that not only captures my professional and personal journey, but also inspires and entertains.
Wow, that looks like it may be an interesting movie. What do you think?
I am more curious as to, if I look at Mike Tyson, I never think of Jamie Foxx. And I can't wait to see his impression of the famous Mike Tyson lisp.
Right. I also wonder if they're gonna capture that moment where he bit off that guy's ear.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, let's see what Jamie does, right? In other news, Boss FM Now contributor Harvey Cruz took a deep dive into the world of basketball, and we have the footage right here. Let's check it out.
Welcome to the Sports Huddle, where we talk sports, and it's March Madness, which means there are upsets. Let's start with the biggest upset so far. The 15th-seeded Oral Roberts defeats the 2-seed Ohio State 75-72, their first tournament win since 1974. The 13th-seeded North Texas, they get their first ever NCAA tournament victory. It comes against the 4-seeded Purdue. How about the 13th-seeded Ohio Bobcats of the Mid-American Conference, knocking off the defending champion 4-seed Virginia Cavaliers? And last but not least, Abilene Christian, a 14-seed, getting past in-state foe, the 3-seeded Texas Longhorns. Those are just a number of upsets from a wild start to the NCAA tournament. Which teams are also on upset alert, and who do you think will win it all? For more, check out the Sports Huddle. For Harvey Cruz, Boss FM Now.
We are now joined by Harvey Cruz. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, as someone who doesn't know much about March Madness and I just focus on the NBA, can you give me a little background information?
Absolutely. So, because of COVID, unfortunately, the season didn't really start until around Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout that time, we've had cancellations, we've had postponements. Even in March Madness, we've had a postponed game between Oregon and VCU, and the higher seed Oregon advanced for that reason. And from November onwards, we've had conference tournaments, conference games, and here we are now. We're March Madness. We've had monster upsets. As we saw there, Ohio State is gone. Oral Roberts not only won against Ohio State, they beat Florida as well, so they're on to the Sweet 16. So it goes round of 64, round of 32, and then of course the names: Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, and the national championship later in the month. But amongst the upsets, you can count on for sure the big team in the tournament, Gonzaga, number 1 overall seed. They went through the entire season undefeated, so they're looking to become the first undefeated champion since, I believe, the 1972 Bruins of UCLA. So that's big news, and that's something to watch out for.
Oh, thank you. But Don't worry, you will be back right after, a little later in the show. But Jacarius has more information of a case of discrimination at a private school.
Yeah, this story is pretty wild to say the least. Ida Nelson decided to braid her son Jet Hawkins' hair in hopes that he would be proud of it and go on to show his friends the new hairstyle at school. Unfortunately, officials at his schools were not on board with it and gave his mother a call to tell her that they didn't like it. According to reports, the young boy attended Providence St. Mills, a predominantly black private school in Chicago on the west side. The school has a history of having a strict grooming and clothing policy. Nelson believes that this is just adding to the list of obstacles students have to face and deprives them of being their true, authentic selves. Nelson then went on to say that the principal of the school told her that she could take out her son and be given a full refund. You know, this isn't the first time we've heard this story.
Definitely not. And it won't be the last.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree with his mother that, like, these kids are already put in an environment where they have a halt on being themselves, and I think something as small as hair can go a long way.
And my thing is, besides just him expressing himself, it's hair. I don't see how somebody's hair is going to affect like a classroom or a certain space. If I see the classmate next to me walking in with blue hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry, continue.
No, I was just going to say, like, you see people wearing uniforms all the time, but hair is just a way to spice up an outfit, at least.
Right. Now, I would think that they would have something else to go on than just going on about hair.
Yes. And now Marianne Palmer is back at it again with another hot take in our entertainment corner. Let's check it out.
For today's Entertainment Corner, we'll be discussing Entertainment Tonight, but specifically, the first Black woman to anchor the show in the show's 40-season-long history. Let's get into it. Meet Nichelle Turner. She was born in Columbia, Missouri in 1975. She originally enrolled in the University of Kentucky, but eventually left to pursue her passion for journalism at the Journalism School of the University of Missouri. She was named the new correspondent for CNN Newsroom from 2013 to 2017. She has won multiple daytime Emmys for Entertainment Tonight since she joined in 2014. She was promoted to co-host this week, and in her Instagram caption, she wrote, "My gratitude is deep, and my commitment to representing is strong." That was your Entertainment Corner with Marianne Palmer.
Wow, as always, Marianne doing great coverage. Nichelle, she seems like a pretty inspiring lady. What do you say?
I love the point that Marianne made about representation. Representation is very important because for someone like me who wants to end up being in a platform like she is, it's like when I see someone there who is my skin tone and a female, I'm like, oh, that motivates me even more because I want to be that motivation for somebody else as well.
Yes, I definitely feel you on that. Representation matters, and Nichelle is definitely doing just that. In other news, the city of Evanston, Illinois seems to finally be doing right by the Black community. Let's check it out.
The Chicago suburb of Evanston is taking an unprecedented step to set right its past racial wrongs. It's poised to be the first U.S. city to offer reparation money to Black residents whose families have suffered lasting damage from redlining, and it could become a national model. Redlining was when banks and insurers refused to serve Black families looking to live in neighborhoods considered white. It also kept Black businesses from thriving. The impact of those policies are still felt today. Evanston's 5th Ward is still predominantly Black and struggles with weak infrastructure. Delois Robinson's family has always lived there.
My great-grandmother, who was in Evanston, I guess she probably been here since the late 30s, early 40s. And she was a business owner, but she was forced to just stay in one certain area to the point of she had to have the restaurant in her home.
Evanston City Council votes on Monday to approve an initial $400,000 round of payments that will provide $25,000 per family for home repairs, down payments, or mortgages. City officials have agreed to donate $10 million over the next decade, but some residents are wary of the plan. Rose Cannon worries it may hurt more than help.
It could possibly be the sullying of the true reparations. They might say, oh, you took this $25,000 in Evanston, so we're going to delete that from what we're going to pay you.
The sentiment highlights difficulties in a program that may never truly relieve centuries of discrimination. Other cities, from Asheville, North Carolina to Amherst, Massachusetts, have launched initiatives, but have yet to say how much they'll pay.
We are now joined by Harvey Cruz and David Medina. Thank you for joining us, guys.
It's good to be here.
Thank you.
So let's get into this video. So I don't know if you've ever seen that meme or like the song meme now, where it's like where the money resides. Well, the money resides in Illinois, and who's going with me?
I'll be on board.
Yeah. it's
No, you can go ahead.
I'm glad that they're doing this. It's taken so long. And when you look at the video, I mean, not only the government, but banks were involved, and they practically shut down other small businesses, black businesses from way back when. So to finally get this to a vote and pass this on for the next 10 years, I think it's brilliant.
Definitely. I think that one point that was made in the video that I'm glad that she made is to be cautious, though, because even though I saw, reparations, like, yes, I'm loving it, in the back of my mind, I'm like, what's the catch?
Yeah, hopefully the catch isn't anything too detrimental if there is one.
Yeah, hopefully not, but they are definitely taking the step in the right direction of paying these people back. I know it's like almost a forgotten history, and for this to be the first case that they're actually paying, the people back for, justified discrimination through FHA loans and redlining, it's definitely taking a step in the right direction. But, as that lady said, it does come with like a burden because it's on the record. So.
And I also want to know where the money's coming from as well.
Right.
Where are you guys getting this $10 million to spread out through a decade? How? Where? What's the catch? See what I'm saying? I feel like there's a catch.
Yeah, hopefully this is just something they've been planning to do for the longest. They've just been saving it up, right? Let's hope that that's the case.
I would like to say that's the case, but I think the timing is convenient because with everything that's going on, especially in the climate that we're in racially, I think that I don't want this to be a distraction. I don't want us to forget that justice for Breonna Taylor is still not being served. George Floyd is still a little questionable because Derek is going through trial right now. He's trying to be funny with his trial right now. So I think that we still need to pay attention to everything that's going on in the world. Yes, this could be an accomplishment, but at the same time, it's not. We're far from ever being in a place where we just feel content and happy with anything that's going on right now.
Yeah, let's not let a little money get us excited, right?
Yes. Retweet on that.
Yeah. Remember, this is something from the past. This is something that happened last week. This happened like almost a century ago. So if the past has to catch up to now, then it's not the only thing that has to catch up to now. You get me?
That's a great point. That's really a good point. Thank you, Harvey, for joining us. David, don't go anywhere because we're about to head into your segment of Rapid Fire.
What's up, guys? You guys are now tuned in to Rapid Fire. I'm your host, David Medina with BossFM Now. Now let's hop into the latest trendy news.
The architecture studio of Vivu has revealed plans for the creation of the first sustainable city on Mars, and they're hoping to have it completed and ready for residency. With construction beginning in 2054. Located on Tempa Mensa, the city of Nuwa will feature a population of 250,000 people, primarily located inside the rock of a steep cliff, which was specifically chosen because the area offers protection from radiation, but still provides access to indirect sunlight. There will also be a shuttle service for people who need to return to Earth. Launch windows will open every 26 months with a one-way ticket costing $300,000. In celebration of World Water Day, Gap is stepping up with what it says is its most sustainable capsule to date. The capsule, part of the brand's Generation Good push, is comprised of everyday essentials across generations in the adult, teen, kids, and baby Gap divisions. Gap is also launching exclusive styles, all designed as part of the Ellen MacArthur Foundation's Jeans Redesign campaign, which together make up their most sustainable denim collection yet. That's it for Rapid Fire. I'm your host, David Medina with BossFM Now. Now back to the guys in the studio.
You guys are traveling to Mars?
Well, I mean, we can't forget Evanston is still up on the list too.
That's true.
Right.
Hey.
We got Evanston, then Mars.
Yeah,
we got to get the money, and then we go on outer space, you know?
True. Hopefully they send the people from Evanston to Mars first.
Oh, that's definitely going to be interesting to see the selection process. I mean, we're not going to be here, but hopefully our kids get chosen, or our kids' kids.
Yeah, right. I do wonder how that selection process would go, because, you know, we have so many, like, groups of people here on this earth. You know, will we give it to our elderly who are probably about to pass away, who want to see what life will be like, or will we give it to, like, children, you know, who will possibly, like, start the next generation of people on Mars?
I think let's give it to the 20 and 30-year-olds. But thank you, David, for joining us for this segment again.
Thank you for having me.
Gervonta Davis, the two-division champion who is one of boxing's rising stars, was indicted Monday in a circuit court of Baltimore, Maryland, on 14 counts of various traffic violations related to a hit-and-run last fall. A native of Baltimore, the 26-year-old Davis was involved in a crash in the early morning hours of November 5th on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard after reportedly celebrating his birthday at a downtown club. Among the 14 charges, Davis has been cited for failure to remain at the scene of an incident involving bodily injury, failure to render assistance to an injured person, and driving with both a suspended and revoked license. All are considered misdemeanors in Maryland, with the most serious carrying up to 1 year in jail.
Wow. Gervonta, you going wild, man. Yeah, I just have a question, man. What are you doing with all this money messing up? Like,
why is your license revoked and suspended?
Yeah, like, come on, man. You have the funds. I mean, at least I would think you would, being a very, like, famous boxing star. You have the funds to take care of these things, man. What's going on? In other news, on Tuesday in Georgia, several spas were targeted by Robert Aaron Long, where he killed multiple people. Reports note that Long started his spree of attacks at 5 p.m. and later went on to kill others at Gold Spa and Aromatherapy Spa. Mario Gonzalez's wife, Delania Ashley Yuan, was killed in this string of shootings, and this specific shooting took place at Yang's Asian massage parlor. According to reports, Gonzalez and his wife were supposed to have a wonderful, relaxing day and unwind at the spa, but unfortunately, Long came through and ended those things quickly.
That's so sad to hear. It's ridiculous how people can't even have a relaxing day with their significant other, but have to worry about their life.
Yeah, and what's even more messed up is that Mario, the guy who lost his wife, was handcuffed shortly after, and he asked questions about, like, his wife's whereabouts, and they were all ignored.
Definitely. It's very sad to hear. But let's head into a Tea with Becca segment with me. Welcome to Tea with Becca. Grab your cups, take a sip, because the tea is here for you. And today we're going to be talking about Saweetie and Quavo and how she took to Twitter this weekend to announce that she's single. And in her tweet, she mentioned that during her relationship with Quavo that she was betrayed and disrespected. Now, a lot of us are speculating that he cheated. But what I really want to talk about is Quavo's tweets. So Quavo took to Twitter after Saweetie posted and said, "I know you want to make this into a show, so I'll play my part just this one time. I don't normally put my business out there, especially my personal life. I feel the need to address this so there are no false narratives. And then he also made a second tweet that said, I had love for you and disappointed you, did all that. You are not the woman I thought you were. I wish you nothing but the best. With the praying hands. And Sweetie responded with 2 words, 8 letters. She said, take care. Kept it simple, no extras. I loved it. But what I really want to talk about is the fact that he said you are not the woman I thought you were. You thought she was going to stay? Oh, you thought she wasn't going to leave? Miss Icy Girl? So that's all the tea we have for today. But stay tuned. We have tea again tomorrow.
It all started with the DM, right?
It went down in the DM and then it went back down onto the Twitter feed.
Yeah, well, let's hope that maybe both of them can find love one day.
All right, everyone, that's it from Boss FM Now. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, for more of the latest and the greatest.
To rewatch anything you missed, you can always follow us on our social media at BossFM Radio or check out our YouTube page. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Jacarius Stanley.
And I'm Rebecca Eugene.
Have a great night.